We're rolling. It's going, yeah.
All right, so we want to, because it's a bigger class today, there's more people. We want to take advantage of working on a little bit of the sparring. All right, so for the new people that haven't been here and how we do it, like I'll use it, Jan as an example where there's no contact, which is kind of like you're kind of like combat dancing. Like if I was facing the mirror and I'm working on punches and kicks, I'm not aiming at anybody but myself in the mirror. But you're basically, if there's no contact, you're pretty much aiming for spots that might be open. So say he's fighting and then I throw a kick right here to the kneecap. If he doesn't respond to it, then he could get hurt there. Over sparring, I kick him in the groin area, right? Or we're sparring, I kick him in the shin. I see an opening in the stomach, I go for the stomach. See an opening to the face, I go for the face. But you see I'm controlled and everything. I'm not like intentionally trying to hit him because it's a beginner's version. There's like no contact sparring. So he does the same for me. If he's trying to attack me, like even though like I leave myself open, he still won't hit me because I'm a beginner and I'm not, I don't know what I'm doing. So there's all these openings that he sees, but he's not hurting me, right? So that's no contact. That's like the absolute beginner's version. There's nothing to worry about as far as like getting hurt because as long as he has control and I have control, then there's no problems. But Bolo did it with somebody no contact, and this is what happened. The guy came in, so Bolo threw a punch, and then the guy went, bam, kicked him in the ribs. And then Bolo goes, and I got all scared, like, oh shit, you're all right. He's like, and then his rib was cracked. So it wasn't Bolo's fault, but the person that he was sparring with, he was supposed to hold back. So say he throws a punch and boom, I don't hit him. But what happens if people aren't trained properly, they don't know how to hold back and then somebody could get hurt. But no contact sparring, there's not supposed to be any injuries. The next level is touch contact. So now instead of making no contact, say he leaves his knee open or his shin, I'm not going to hold back, but I'll just tap him. And then if he leaves his stomach open, I'm not going to just hold back, but I'm just going to tap him. So then now, now if he gets touched in the stomach, he's like, oh shoot, maybe that he would have got me with a punch. So then now it's a little bit more realistic because there's a little contact. So say he does it with me, and then I throw and I leave openings, he's like touching me, and he's showing me, hey, make sure you guard yourself because these taps can really hurt you in a real fight because all they gotta do is hit you for real. So that's the next level. Touch contact. After that, now it's light contact. Now it's not a little tap anymore. Now you're actually like making contact. So like say, you ready? Just like, yeah. Got it? Breathe out. Yeah, so now I hit him a little bit. I might tag him a little bit, like hit him a little bit harder there. Tap him a little bit, hit him right over there. Or I'll open up my hands and I'll maybe give him a good smack or something. So that's like light contact. That's the next level. And then after that, it's medium contact where we're actually hitting pretty hard. That's almost like a real fight. So it goes from no contact, touch contact, light contact, to medium contact. So basically, say I'm like, all right, I'm ready for medium contact, and then Jan's like, well, I only want to do light contact. Then I just meet him at his level. Okay, then we're gonna do light contact. Say Jan's like, you know what, I don't feel like doing light contact. I feel like doing touch contact. And even though I want to do medium contact, fine, we'll do touch contact. It's basically up to the level of the people that you're sparring with. The lowest level, that's where you go. Like I'm not going to force him to do medium contact if he doesn't feel like it. But just realize the more contact, the more realistic it is. If there's no contact, the problem with no contact is if he threw a punch and then it's right here and he held back. I don't know if I actually got out the way or if he held back. But if he actually makes contact, like he hits me here, and even though I tried to block, but I didn't get out the way, that means it was my fault because I didn't evade, I didn't block. I didn't do enough to get away from the contact. So basically, you want to build up to the point where you make a little bit more contacts and it's more realistic. But at the same time, I think the number one priority is there's no serious injuries. That's number one priority, and then number two is learning as much as you can. So you don't want to sacrifice your safety to learn. You want to be safe, but you want to learn at the same time. It's a balance. So the more trained that you get, so say he's hitting me in the stomach, hit harder, 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 harder. So basically, the more trained you get, the more damage you can take. So then it's not like I'm gonna get hurt just because he hit me a few times. The more that you get better at this, then the less likely, even if he's trying to punch me for real or hit me for real, if I get really good with my blocks and evasions, then it's just very unlikely that I'll get hit. The better that you get. So that's the objective, is to just keep getting better and better, so then you barely ever get hit. Okay. So we're gonna try this out with everybody, and then just go. Let's have we'll have Bolo and Jan first. So which type of contact?
Light contact.
Light. Okay.
Okay.
Let's have Shazay and Katie.
They chased me around there, man.
Here, you can hold this.
Oh boy. I can't.
No.
No?
Hey, we could do touch or no.
Well, that's what I meant, like the second level, and not nothing.
Okay.
Yeah, do touch them.
Okay.
Okay.
Time. Alright, so feedback real quick. So I'll demonstrate with Shazay. So notice on Bolo and Jan. So when you say light contact or touch contact, it doesn't mean that you have to withhold speed. So meaning I noticed Jan would kick like really slow, and then Bolo would be able to grab his leg, right? So it doesn't mean that you should kick slow, because then you sacrifice like your own safety, because they could grab your leg, right? So if I kicked really slow, he grabbed my leg. That's not a good thing, right? So even though it's going light, I might be able to go like here, you ready? And then hold back. Like I could go fast, but I still like kind of hold back, but I still have speed, because speed protects you. So if you have confidence in your technique, then you can heighten up the speed even though it's light. So meaning like I got an opening to the stomach, and I don't have to go like punch super slow.
Right.
I could go like that. So then it's harder for him to block it. It's more realistic. So even if
question.
yeah.
When you're sparring, where does the focus of the gaze go? Is it like, are you looking more at their like center of themselves?
Exactly. Center. When I look, I don't even look at the eyes. I look at the center and I look at everything.
Okay.
Some people, like, they like to look at the eyes because they'll say, oh, the eyes will tell you what they're going to do. But for me personally, I look at the center and I don't like to get distracted by anything else, and I just hone in on everything.
Okay.
Okay?
That's what I was trying to do. I just want to make sure that
Yeah. So everybody's going to have an opportunity to do this multiple times. This is the time to ask a lot of questions, because notice when we use wooden dummy, we do all these forms. Why are we doing all this stuff? And at the end of the day, we have to learn how to defend ourselves. You know, if we're good at the wooden dummy and we're good at hitting the bob, what use of it is if we have fear if we get in a confrontation, or we don't have confidence in what we do, right? So everything that we're learning in this wooden dummy is essentially techniques that are used for sparring. So if the person had like me like in a lock, and then I come boom, you see that in the wooden dummy, or I come up and I come in, you see that? All right, I gouge them. These are all techniques that we do in the wooden dummy. You know, like we hit here, we do spinning back side. That's almost like us sparring, and all of a sudden, boom, I try to get him a knee, and then bam, I hit him right there. So, like, that's one thing that I noticed, and when Katie was going, you also got to realize if you don't attack, like, you're eventually going to get hit no matter how good you are. So if the agreement was, all right, we're sparring, and then I don't ever attack Shazay, eventually he's going to hit me. You know what I'm saying? No matter how good I am at blocking. Because you essentially become like a moving punching bag at that moment. So in order to defend yourself, you have to learn how to hit while they're trying to attack you. So meaning he's trying to punch, and then boom, I kick him in the knee. He's trying to punch, and then boom, I kick him in the stomach. Like, you have to learn to see the openings, and then go for it, okay? So sometimes you can even be like, all right, he's moving a little too fast, can you slow down a little bit? And then it's almost like a Tai Chi sparring, because that's how you learn. Like, you always learn the quickest when you slow things down. Because you notice when I do certain techniques, you're like, he's going so fast, I don't see what the hell's going on. Slow it down, see if and then I slow it down, and you learn, right? Same thing with sparring. Hey, you know, slow down a little bit, and then I'm gonna see what you're doing. So he slows down, and then boom, and I see the openings, boom. So he keeps attacking, and then I look and it opens. That's how you get better. Because when you spar against somebody that's really good, they move so fast. I'd be like, all right, slow it down. Let me see if I can see what's going on. Okay. But it was really good because Shazay had really good control, and it gives you like this feeling. I can see you breathing harder, and then you're just kind of like in this adrenaline. That's what you want to get used to, because when it happens out there, that's what's going to happen. And you want to just recreate that over and over and over here, so that by the time you go out there, you're just confident, you're capable, like you're comfortable, you know? So
were you, should I have gone faster? Is that what you were saying?
No, I was talking about Jan, because like he was going so slow.
Yeah, I have a tendency to hold back.
That Bolo was like catching his stuff, and I'm like, yo, like, you don't have to go that slow. So basically, if you're going to go slow, like, especially if you're going to kick high, like, you have to be careful, because, like, if I kick high and I get my leg grab, I'm in a bad position. You know, Bolo actually did really good, but you know, you make it take it a little too easy on him. I'm not saying to hit him hard, but just go. You could go faster to make it harder for him to block you, to grab you and things like that. So that now it's like everybody in here is at different levels. So then you have to learn to adjust. If you're sparring against somebody who has more experience, then you have to up your game. Sparring against somebody who has less experience, then just kind of calm it down to show them the ins and outs. Help them learn. Don't let them hit you. Don't ever do that. But just kind of like try to see if you can like see the openings, and then show them, hey, you know, you would have got tagged here, and there. You know, you left your groin area open, you left your stomach open, you left your face open. You're leaving all these openings. I would have tagged you like consistently. So exactly what Shazay did is exactly what you want to do, because that's how you want to learn. That's how you want to do it. You don't want to lose on purpose. You don't want to let them hit you on purpose. There's no point in that. That's what body dummy is for. That's what the wooden dummy is here for. But when you're sparring against somebody, take it serious. Even though you're not making much contact, still take it serious. Because that's how you're going to get better, is when you take this stuff serious. And we don't do this that often because it's hard to get everybody together. But once we get together like this, you want to take advantage of these opportunities, because the wooden dummy is always going to be here 24/7. But Shazay is not going to be here all the time. Jan's not going to be here all the time. We're not going to be here all the time. So you want to learn off of each other. Another thing is, like, it's different. Like, Shazay's so tall and he weighs more than me. He's going to simulate something different than I can simulate. Like, I can spar with you guys all day, but I'm not going to be 6 feet tall coming at you. So it's different, you know?
6 feet with this.
Yes. So let's have Chris and Carrie.
Touch is fine.
Touch it.
Medium.
Alright, pause. Alright, good. Alright, first time is really good. I just want to get a little feedback for everybody. So say, this is what's going on. She would block, and then she would punch, and that's typically like what, the problem that I see with this is that there's no range. You know what I'm saying? Like if you block here and you try to punch, even though you get a really good punch, like I can't reach them. You know, so what I would teach is to punch with the front hand. It would be like pom, pom, pom. You see that? Now there's that reach. Pop, pop, pop. Pop, pop, pop. Pop, pop, pop. But if I go like this, there's no range. They have to really be really close for you to really get them with something. You know what I'm saying? And another thing is, she would block, and then she would punch, and then leave herself open. And then see, if you don't trap his arm, now it's one arm against one arm, right? But if I don't trap it, now it's like two arms against, like you have these two arms against my one that was busy blocking, and then it blocked, and then now it's back here, and then now it's one against two, punching, punching. Right? You know what I'm saying? So say you were busy blocking with this, and you try to punch here. Then I go bam, bam, bam. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is not even blocking your face.
Right.
That's the problem. I keep telling you, block your face with that rear hand. So it's good, like you want to attack, but every time you attack, you have to be aware, where is my arm that's not attacking? So if you're punching with this rear hand, where is this arm? If it's down, that's not good. So you have to have that hand up. So you punch here, this is up, you punch here, that's up, at all times. Like, do not drop that hand. Unless you have control of one of their arms and you're punching them, then it's just neutralized, that you neutralize the arm. It's like you exchange arm for arm, right? But if that arm is not neutralized, do not just drop the hand. And that's what you have to constantly train right now, is fix the bad habits. Because if somebody is sparring with you and he's not being nice, he's going to break your nose, break your tooth to try to teach you that lesson. And you don't want to have anything broken just to learn that lesson. You know what I'm saying? So like right now, that's why I also film it. Watch the video and see, like, shoot, like look at how my arms are down. Because he's being nice. If you drop your arms, he could have broke your tooth right there, and then, but he didn't. He's being nice, so what he's doing, he's holding back the punch. But for you, mentally, like, man, I could have got struck at that moment. So what I need to do is if I'm blocking here and I punch here, then I have this hand up in case he counters, then I have that blocked. So you always have a guard up. So you gotta fix those bad habits. If you punch like this, better learn how to punch like that. If you punch like that, you better learn how to punch like that. You understand? Because right now, beginners, they don't know how to block. They might just know how to punch. So they'll punch and they'll just fly everything out. But you have to punch like very controlled and precise, where you're always guarding yourself while you're attacking. And it comes with all attacks, even with the elbows. Like if I come with an elbow, I'm blocking here in case he elbows me right back. If I elbow like this and I don't do anything with this hand, boom, then I get hit. You understand? Like, he has a block here if he's going to try to elbow me here. If he does not, then I block here, boom, and I just elbow him. You understand? So you always have to be aware of like your defense while you're trying to execute the offense. Alright? Okay, so Shazay and Jan, you can hold it.
Okay.
Chris.
Thank you.
But I liked the kind of like the assertiveness of Carrie, like she wasn't afraid, like she just threw in there. You know what I'm saying? Like that's cool. Most beginners aren't like that.
Rubbish.
What do you want?
Like?
And learn as much as you can while watching. That's how we learn a lot by watching. Nice. That was a cool one. Time. Alright, feedback. I really liked Shazay's intensity. What he used also his voice, it kind of is an intimidation factor.
Oh, yeah.
And it's just like, oh shoot, like, man, I gotta take this serious. And then he started off the whole thing with a really fast kick. And I like that voice using, because it's kind of like, it's showing confidence, it's showing power. You know, it's like animals, lions and things like that, and tigers, they make a lot of vocals. And if you know how to do it right, you've been training for a while, it's not something to laugh at. It's like, oh shit, you know, like, I better fucking be careful. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like, I liked how I used the vocals. I liked his speed. obviously Jan's gonna have a hard time because he's shorter. He has to find a way to get in on that range. Shazay's just trying to keep him away.
Yeah, I got a lot of kicks. I couldn't get into arm range at all.
Yeah, so it's like when you're smaller, you're shorter, we have to be faster in order to get an advantage. But if they're taller and faster, we got some problems, you know, so we have to like increase our speed. Shazay, I noticed one thing that I would recommend is when you kick, sometimes I can see a lot of chambering going on and it's slowing you down. Like you're doing like kicks where it's like you kind of like chamber, that you go like this and you go like boom. But if you learn how to like kick with like keeping this more light and then letting the leg move with more speed, like freely. Cause look, if I try to kick with the front leg, and if I put any weight in the front, then I gotta transfer it back to the rear in order to kick. And you see that transfer time takes so long, right? But if I put the weight in the back already, and then it's already light, and then boom, I just pop it up. So you want to learn how to basically do more of a cat stance and let this be light. So that it's just so fast that as soon as they come in, boom, it's just ready. Rather than like shifting around and then you shift from here, like, oh shit, there's an opening, and you shift back and then you kick, by that time the opening's gone. Like everything's going so fast. So that's why when we do that side kick, that sliding one, that's the advantage of that one. You kind of have it in the cat stance, and then boom, you slide forward. And all the weight's in the rear, and then you're moving forward, and then this is light at the same time. Opposed to like, oh, my weight's in the front, and then all of a sudden I got transferred to the back. So like this is like precision techniques. You have a lot more capability of getting faster with your legs if you know how to like kick with good technique, better technique. Because like it's not that you're not kicking good, you are, but it's just not fast enough to hit him. Because he's pretty good at blocking. Yeah. So in order to get at that next level, you have to get faster with your kicks, and then you'll get them with some of the. Because it's just like I can see it, like it's just telegraphic. Like you're just shifting your weight around as you're trying to kick. But you'll when you get a hang of it, you'll be a lot faster. Okay. Okay. Let's go ahead and have Bolo and Kerry.
Boy, you got FMK gear now.
Good, break time. Just a quick bow like this. We have Katie and Jan.
Thank you. All right. I'll find one. All right.
Good, Jan, you're doing good. Good kicks, I like that. Good job, quick bow, Shazay and Chris. Y'all keep grab the recorder. That'd be good.
I'll just do contact.
There you go. Alright, quick bow. Shazay grab the camcorder, you do it, Jan.
Oh, fun.
You?
Jan? What do you want?
Light.
Okay. You want to take the glasses off?
Yeah. I gotta go my face.
Ooh.
And you see that the new
Hey! Oh! Right? Alright, let's have Bolo and Katie.
Nice job, John.
It's good.
Like, or I mean, touch.
Hello. Good, quick bow. Yawn in here. Touch.
Yes, please.
Alright, quick bow. Good job, everybody. Any final questions about it? Anything? Alright. If there's no final questions, I think everybody did great. Just learn as much as you can. I think this is, very important in the overall martial development. I know for beginners it might be a little scary and stuff like that, but this is what makes martial arts martial arts. Like, you have to train to overcome that fear. And we're all here to help you. We're not enemies. We're friends. We're family. So I don't want to hurt you. I don't want you to hurt me. I don't want you to hurt each other. The other day, I did it with my son. We did sparring. Everything was fine. But then came to the wrestling part, and I don't think I told everybody, but there's no kicks and punches in wrestling, right? So I'm trying to grab him. He's just kind of like flailing. Bam! He just elbows me in the nose. Like that, stuff like that happens. Sometimes accidents happen, but it's like we have to pretty much learn how to have good control of our bodies, so then we lessen the accidents. Like, basically, what makes a professional against an amateur? Professional, there's just less accidents, they have more control. So just keep getting better at what you do. What's also important is just having really good control of your emotions. If you get angry at any time, that's not a good thing. You want to try to be able to remain calm and collected and just execute. Okay? Alright, so that's good. Let's go ahead and bow out.